fucking fucks move! Get on the floor!
None of you is gonna get a medal for playing hero. All you're gonna get is a bullet to the heart.
It's hard to believe it's almost been 10 years since the release of Rockstar's classic, Grand Theft Auto 4. The game was a huge breakthrough for video games at the time, scoring wall-to-wall awards from every website, magazine and critic across the board. I'm pretty sure everyone who's ever played this game has their own unique memories of how good it was. But today I want to take a look back and see why this game was so successful in the way that it was, and rather than just looking at raw numbers here, I want to compare GTA 4 to other games in the series using both personal experiences as well as when these games came out. So, let's get started. Now in terms of the gameplay, I think there's many small things that GTA 4 did that made it feel a lot more polished. And I think to properly show you this, I'm going to need to give you a list of examples. In GTA 4, cops used to try and cut you off instead of ramming into the back of you to speed you up. NPCs weren't intentionally programmed to divert from their fucking lanes to try and slow you down. Cars used to actually take damage instead of a head-on collision at 120 miles an hour, leaving a fucking dent in the windshield. Cops didn't arrest you if you looked at them funny. When you jumped out of a moving car in GTA 4, you didn't slide along the ground like it was made of ice. In GTA 4, you could pick up small objects and throw them at shit. In GTA 4, people reacted to bullets in a way that didn't feel like you were shooting Nerf darts at their shoulder. In GTA 4, when you walk past people, you push them out of the way. In GTA 5, you slide past them like you aren't even there. Your character properly reacted to weather, and you could survive explosions from a certain radius.
Alright, plan is, blow it open, take the money back to limo. It's, oh god!
If you haven't already noticed this, in GTA 5 you can't survive explosions. There is an instant death radius around any explosion, which is fucking stupid. Now I could go on and on about these small little minute details that GTA 4 included that on their own wouldn't make much of a difference, but accumulatively made for a more complete and polished experience. The fighting, the driving, the gunplay, although less flashy, just felt a lot more complete. The issue I have with these aspects of GTA 5 is they don't feel like they're improved upon in any way. In GTA 5 it doesn't feel like a different style of driving or a different style of gunplay. It just feels like they've turned down a few settings in the options. Now going back to play GTA 4 in preparation for this video, I was amazed at how many small details were simply dropped or downgraded for no proper reason. In terms of gameplay, it feels like Rockstar's resources were more devoted primarily towards graphical improvements than the gameplay itself. GTA 5's physics engine just feels like at times a watered down version of 4's. At times it just felt like Rockstar wanted to appeal to the casual gamer who had never picked up a console before, maximizing their player base at the expense of those who have enjoyed their work for years. Now don't get me wrong, GTA 5 is a fantastic game in its own way, but I wish Rockstar's efforts were more distributed evenly across areas of the game that actually mattered. Which brings me onto the story.
Alright, here's how the shit is going down. We're gonna go inside and each take down a security guard. Me and St. Michael here are gonna handle the civilians, while Nico and Derek manage the employees. Fucking shit! Get the money!
The storyline in Grand Theft Auto 5 was very one-sided. And I get the heists are fun and all, but despite playing the storyline once over on the PS3, and once over again on the PC 2 years later, the most memorable part of the game wasn't even the story. It was the fucking criminal mastermind challenge in multiplayer. In fact, there's only 2 missions that I actually remember from the storyline. There was the final heist, which was actually pretty good, and then there was the one with the aliens and the weed because it was so fucking terrible. GTA 5's storyline was primarily focused around a series of heists. GTA 4 had one heist, but good god was it fucking spectacular. And that's because it had one thing that GTA 5's heists didn't, and that thing was context.
Nothing personal, but don't fuck with my family, or I will fuck with yours.
The mission 3-leafed clover in Grand Theft Auto 4 is prefaced by a fantastic cutscene that drives home the relationship between Nico's family and the McCreary's. It is a fantastic mission because you know there's consequences involved. Each character in the heist could die at any moment and the story could continue like nothing happened. Compare this heist to GTA 5 where you as a player subconsciously know that nothing bad's gonna happen because this is only, say, the second heist. Going back to GTA 4, there is an excellent conversation on the way to the bank that's both fucking hilarious, but it's also unnerving.
Can't wait to see what sort of kick C4 residue is gonna give me when I snort up a line of chop through one of them notes.
First, you're a fucking charmer, Patrick. Second, it's PE4, not C4.
Whatever, at least I'm honest about my habits, Derek.
There's such a contrast between these characters. Packy has just snorted a few lines of coke and is confident about their success, while on the other hand, Derek and Michael are audibly terrified. They start arguing in the car and are confused about who's doing what until they're only a few streets away. It's sloppy, and this is shown to the player as soon as they enter the bank. It's revealed from the get-go that this heist is about to go wrong because there is different motives at play here.
None of you worry about nothing. We're here for the bank's money. It's going to a greater cause.
Shut up and handle the safe!
Michael cares about the people in the bank, but Packy couldn't give a shit and just wants the cash. And when things start to go wrong and personal differences get in the way of the mission...
Now listen, people. We're your friends. Me and me brother here.
Why are you telling them we're brothers, you idiot? That's gonna make it hard for them to find us, isn't it?
I'm trying to be honest with these people. We put them through a lot today.
Fuck these people, fuck your cause. That shit's over. Ireland's not the only thing that's green. Dollars are too.
Now you said bloody Ireland. That's gonna narrow the search, ain't it?
Fuck you! Take the needle out your arm, then tell me what to do.
I'll let you tell me what to do when you stop shoving half of Bolivia up your nose every Saturday night.
Motherfucker! Fuck!
It ramps the intensity meter through the fucking roof. Even after the heist is over, the characters are devastated that Michael's gone. The game tries its hardest to yank away at your emotions. GTA 5's heists feel like they were catered towards the cinematic side of things without the consequences. GTA 4's heist felt more like how an actual heist would go down. But what I think makes this heist so special is the choices that it sets up later on in the game. It's a turning point for the characters. Towards the end of the game, you make the choice, money or vengeance. If you choose money, Roman ends up dead. You put money over the ones closest to you, and consequently, your only family is gone. If you choose vengeance, Kate winds up dead, and Packy loses the rest of his family. And when Packy calls you after the game drunk and miserable because he has all cash and no family...
I never thought this would happen, Nico. I never fucking thought it. Kate, sweet, innocent Katie.
It reinforces the reoccurring theme in the game that you should always put family before anything else. It is an unsatisfying ending either way, but it gets a message across, and I think that's what makes it such a fantastic game. In GTA 5, they make it painfully clear what the outcomes of your choices are going to be before you even make them. In GTA 4, it gives the player the ability to make their own decision to do what they think is right, rather than shoving consequences in the player's face and saying, "What problem would you like?" Which brings me on to Rockstar.
Greed has poisoned men's souls.
I feel like ever since shark cards were a big thing, Rockstar have been making everything into a giant grind. There is a 44-minute cooldown time, meaning to sell a full 40-car warehouse, you would have to wait 6 hours and 36 minutes just for the cooldown alone.
Now I will admit, when GTA Online first launched, it was a fucking blast. And in this section I don't want to compare it to previous games, because the multiplayer for GTA games were all good in their own way. But what troubles me the most is how Rockstar is treating Grand Theft Auto Online. In the early days of GTA Online, it was accessible to players who just wanted to do jobs and have fun with their friends. You could make enough money just by free roaming to buy a reasonable amount of stuff without putting hundreds of hours into the game. But now it's the complete opposite. It feels like the game is catered towards those with real money to spend. And to show you this properly, I'm going to go into the numbers. I bought this game in 2013 on the day it came out for the PlayStation 3, which in American money is about $60. I then bought the game on the PC because the PS3 was a ghost town, and I bought a gaming PC in 2014. So, let's say that's another $40. This alone I don't mind because it's a good game. However, around a year ago when I was playing online with a couple friends, we decided to try out the Criminal Mastermind Challenge. A challenge where you have to do all 5 heists in a row on hard difficulty with the same people without dying once. But anyway, the reward for completing this challenge was $10 million in in-game money. And according to current shark card prices is over $100 of actual value. Now to put things into perspective, I was given $30 million by a hacker, which is over $300 of real money. Now with this $300 of real money, I was only able to buy the content that I wanted from 2 DLCs, and bear in mind I didn't buy everything from these DLCs either. Imagine if Rockstar came out and started charging $100 per DLC. People would be losing their fucking minds, but they're not, because it's marketed as free. Now you may be saying online heists were a good way to make money, but you can only do the Criminal Mastermind Challenge once, and Rockstar aren't making any more heists. Here's a few more troubling decisions Rockstar have made to, make GTA Online suck. Adding a homing launcher that rarely ever misses with no level cap, rendering expensive air vehicles practically worthless. Adding unnecessary time restraints on missions to artificially extend the amount of time that it takes to earn money, essentially pushing the average player towards shark cards. Fixing clothing exploits that should be in the game anyway. Removing the bank truck for some reason. Removing the replay button on missions. These barely noticeable but worrying changes show a shift in the ideal of Rockstar that's actually pretty worrying coming from a company with such a great reputation for making fantastic video games. And with no story DLC on the way, we can only hope for the best for Red Dead Redemption 2. My name is Bluceky. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for watching. I'm just going to use this outro as an opportunity to promote the fact that I have a Discord and a Twitter, so if you want to follow me or join the Discord server, links to both of them will be in the description below. One thing I will say is if you have any video suggestions or things that you would like to see me cover, then leave them in the comments below. I'm always open to suggestions. That being said, thank you for 1,000 subs. I appreciate every one of you. My name is Bluce, and I'll see you in the next video.